Hello and welcome back to Hungry Talks episode 3. I'm your host Asha.
And I'm your other host Anna. So today, before we start tonight's episode, RMIT University want to acknowledge the people of the Woiwurrung and Boonwurrung language groups of the Kulin Nation, of whose unceded lands we conduct the business of the university.
RMIT and Hungry Talks respectfully acknowledges their ancestors and elders, past, present and emerging. Now, before we begin, thank you to Charlie and Claudio for this week's fan art. Absolutely outdone yourself, Charlie. Quick brief last week, and now at the fan art, you are very quickly becoming our favourite fan. Claudio, Anna doesn't have a fringe. Obviously haven't been watching closely enough. We really did expect more from you, babe.
Yeah, Charlie, you're unreal. Claudio, all I wanted was 5 fingers, and all I think Asha wanted was more than 6 pieces of hair. Was that really too much to ask?
Before we look at the quick briefs responses, we're going to introduce this week's sponsor. So, Littlest Pet Shops, bit nostalgic here, 2006 flashbacks. But yeah, it's an honour to have the desk kitted out with these bad boys. Also, welcome again to Anna and I's love child, whose name is too long for the supers, so Hungry Baby it is. Oh, we need to cut that off him. Oh well.
Hungry baby. He's a hungry baby.
Yeah. Anyway, now our second response to the McPlant quick brief. We haven't shown any of last week's because it's all audio. So yeah, our response to the quick brief who comes from Amber. We also have another beautifully art directed piece from Dim. Both are very stunning.
Yeah, some really talented art direction here. I actually had a McPlant the other day after my shift. It was actually pretty good. Anyway, now to this week's ad of the week. Just a warning, there is a little bit of dentist footage. For those who aren't a fan, look away when it gives you the viewer discretion warning at the 1 minute, 10 second mark.
In rugby, wounds heal, cuts mend, bruises disappear, but teeth, they are lost forever. Salta Beer, main sponsor of the Salta Rugby Union, presents an idea to reward players who gave everything they've got on the field, including their teeth. We decided to give rugby players back the teeth they had lost in battle. But we weren't going to give them a simple tooth back. We developed a unique dental implant, a specially designed tooth to open beer.
Estamos incorporando una función que es
completamente innovadora. A la masticación de los premolares le agregamos una nueva función, la del destapado de botella.
Ya tenemos la pieza preparada para poder colocársela al paciente y que pueda funcionar abriendo la botella de esta manera.
En un rack tuve un golpe.
Levanté la pelota en un pick and go y me comieron un brazo.
Y el pateador le erró la pelota.
Never had a brand been so close to its target audience. In fact, Salta Beer was getting into its target audience, literally. And after 2 months, they were ready for their implant.
Vamos a ver eso. Perfecto. Vamos a probarlo.
An absolute success. They were ready to jump into action. They gave everything they had for their team inside the field. And now they can do the same in the third halves. For the love of rugby, we designed something that will change third halves forever. We give them so much more than a simple tooth back. We made them want to smile again.
I love this idea so much. It shows a brand that really know their target audience and found a very unique way to reach them. The campaign is beneficial to both parties as the players get free dentistry work while Salta imprint their brand quite literally on their audience.
Yeah, this video kind of triggered my fear of dentists and the dark. Shout out to you, Vance Joy. But yes, it is a fantastic way to connect with their audience. I actually wouldn't mind a bottle opener tooth either. Where do I sign up?
So this week, we're going to take a look at working in agency versus working as a freelancer. We're talking to Shannon Crowe, whose work has made the price of a Snickers bar change with the mood of the internet, revitalised country pubs, made people give a fuck about the environment for the sake of beer, unglued kids from their screens to chase Lego dragons, and reimagined old road safety ads to show how far driver safety has come. On top of this, she has been a speaker and panellist at countless industry events, including Cans and Cans, B&T Bootcamp, and Cans Lions See It, Be It. She boasts an award list so big it spans 2 columns, and after working for 5.5 years as a freelancer, she's back in agency as Thinkerbell's creative director. Welcome to one of the world's most awarded copywriters in advertising and our favourite university tutor, Shannon Crowe.
Oh, thanks guys. It's lovely to be here.
Could you start off quickly by explaining how your career in advertising started and how you progressed from agency to employee to freelancer?
Yes, I studied at RMIT as well, graduating in 2012, and so kind of hustled a lot in that final year and landed a job before I'd graduated, which I advise you all to do. And from there kind of jumped across a few agencies. So started a little digital agency called DT Digital, and then went to Grey, and then went to Clemenger, BBDO. And while at Clems, I found out I was pregnant, which was a bit of a surprise, but that's all right, and all the best babies are. And so it was like, oh God, how am I going to balance a career that's notoriously overtime all the time with a baby? And so started to kind of dabble in freelance a little bit and found that I really enjoyed the freedom, and the work started coming in more regularly, and so I stuck with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say the key difference between working in an agency versus working freelance?
I think freedom. I think like with an agency, you've got a boss, obviously, you've got a team around you, you've got expectations of what hours you have to work, and pre-COVID anyway, where you had to work them. Whereas freelancing, the free in freelancing is very true. There is a lot more kind of flexibility around where you come up with your ideas, and you know, where you hit send on the email from is up to you. But sometimes that freedom can be a little bit disabling, I guess, like a little bit overwhelming. Like when you get a super open brief and you don't know where to start, that's what freelancing can feel like sometimes as well.
Is it like with the freelancing, obviously, you're doing it from home or whatever, like are you working solitary, or do you kind of still have a creative partner? How does that work?
A mixture. It depends on the agency and the job, but I did a lot of stuff just working from home by myself. So that was one of the downsides actually, was I felt quite isolated, and I don't think I realised until COVID happened, and there were all of those articles that came out talking about the mental toll of social isolation. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like this. Yeah, but then in other situations, and depending on, you know, who you are and what you want out of the relationship with the agency, you can definitely talk about going in and working with the team and being part of the agency for however long they need you.
Yeah, so as you've kind of touched on there, but as with everything, there's pros and cons, and I'm sure you'd find these within both employment types. Could you walk us through the good and the bad of, like, one good and bad of both employment types? Agency
Sure. I can do one that's like both sides of the one coin. So I think with advertising, the more life you live, the more experiences you can put into the work, and so a lot of that comes from having the freedom to be able to like travel or go on holidays, or you know, have these experiences which are easier to do when you're freelancing. You don't have to ask permission to have time off or to go somewhere. But the perk of being in an agency is that you get paid for that time off, because you don't get annual leave and you don't get sick leave and you don't get carers leave when you're freelancing. So
the advertising industry is pretty notorious for long hours and weekend work. You've written a piece about living a balanced life, and in this you mention how we often wear our unpaid labour like a badge of honour. This is especially seen at the start of our careers. Do you have any advice for us young creatives about how to set boundaries and maintain our work-life balance?
It's a very tricky one. I think that, you know, as bad as COVID has been, there are some silver linings to it, in that flexibility isn't such a dirty word within advertising anymore. Working from home is something that you can negotiate, so which can kind of blur the lines a little bit more between those boundaries, but also it allows you to kind of do life while you're doing work as well. But I think, yeah, one of the things to kind of realise is that when you start your career, people outside of advertising don't understand advertising, like what's involved, or the rush of coming up with a good idea, or the thrill of actually making a campaign, and how that can take a long time and require long hours. I think just having those conversations with friends and partner and family, and just kind of setting expectations at the start, like, I might have to skip this dinner, I'm sorry, I don't want to, but I'll make it up to you.
Yeah, definitely. For those hoping to one day work freelance, what advice can you give them to help them make this leap?
I think the biggest piece of advice I can give is to think of yourself as a brand and know how to sell yourself, because there's a lot of people with skills that could tick boxes, but advertising doesn't really work with a box ticking system. Like, you probably won't find many job ads in the classified section or like on LinkedIn. It is kind of about networking and being known by people and being known for a specific thing. So if you can work out what you bring to the table and package that up and like present yourself in that way, then yeah, you're a very viable brand.
Makes sense. You mentioned your work, The Hunger Rhythm, allowed you to successfully transition from agency to freelance. Let's take a look at this piece and then unpack that one a bit more.
Sure.
Snickers launched an advertising campaign in Australia in partnership with 7-Eleven that changes the price of the candy bar based on the
mood of the internet. And when anger goes up, Snickers prices go down.
Australia, get angry. Let's get those things down to 20 cents.
Introducing the Hunger Rhythm, a hunger algorithm that linked price to people's real-time moods. As anger went up, prices went down at every 7-Eleven in Australia. Built on a 3,000-word lexicon from MIT, the Hunger Rhythm analyzed over 14,000 social posts a day to determine sentiment. It even understood sarcasm and slang, and not just any slang, Aussie slang. Prices updated 144 times a day, and users simply clicked Get a Snickers on the Hunger Rhythm mobile site to get a 7-Eleven barcode. No downloading apps or printing required. That would have just made them angrier. Each new price had a backstory, whether it was a politician saying something utterly stupid, people losing their minds over a show, or a country breaking up with the entire EU. As prices dropped, fans were alerted via reactive social content.
There has been considerable fluctuation on the Hunger Rhythm lately.
Live in-store displays and more. The Hunger Rhythm turned the price of a candy bar into something people actually wanted to follow. Even Reddit liked it, and they hate everything. By changing its price over 5,000 times in 5 weeks, one of Australia's largest chocolate brands created a massive social media and PR spike. But one stat mattered most, a 67% sales increase. And for the first time, You're Not You When You're Hungry was linked to real-world mood and real-world sales. Snickers Hunger Rhythm. The angrier the internet, the cheaper the Snickers.
So run us through this campaign. How did you arrive at the insight for this one?
So we got a brief from Snickers, like global headquarters in New York, and they just send the same brief out to all of the agencies around the world and just say, come up with a new locally relevant way to bring You're Not You When You're Hungry to life. And our insight came as our creative director at the time had recently visited CSIRO, the Scientific Institute in Canberra, and discovered that they had just invented this sentiment scraper for the internet. And so they were measuring the mood of the internet and found scientifically that the mood of the internet was dropping between meal times, and that was the case all around the world. And so when he shared that little tidbit of information, we were like, oh, that is absolutely perfect for Snickers. Let's turn it, let's add that kind of layer of pop culture on top and work out how to turn it into a thing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Was it a big team of you working on it, or?
So it was my creative partner and I, and then we were part of a small little digital team within Clems, and our creative director was super hands-on and really willing to kind of contribute and get his hands dirty. So there were 3 of us to start with, and then more people came in because it took Probably just under 2 years from conception to coming out in the world.
That's so long.
Yeah.
Crazy. So how did the success of this campaign change your career path?
So the Hunger Rhythm came out 3 months after I had my baby. So it's like I birthed 2 babies at once. One was going to kill my career and the other one helped to save my career. So I had to, the Hunger Rhythm kind of created this perfect storm in that when it came out, it was doing good things locally and around Australia, and Clemenger believed in it enough to enter it into a lot of award shows, and it cleaned up at the award shows in 2017. So suddenly I had this like world famous campaign behind me, which helped me to build my brand, and lots of like trophies on the mantelpiece. And so rather than have to like go scrambling and seeking out freelance work, I had agencies coming to me, which was a lovely power shift.
Very, very handy.
Yes.
Now, finally, can you pass on one piece of advice you wish you were given when you were a junior in the industry?
Yeah, I think can be summed up beautifully by the title of a talk one of my friends gave, which was about realising when you're at work that you didn't go there to die. So, you know, sometimes the stress feels so overwhelming that you feel like you can combust, or you're doing such long hours that you feel like you could, you know, just fall over, or all of the pressure of advertising can get to the point where you feel like you're going to have a breakdown. So just remember at that moment, I didn't come here to die.
Cute.
Nice. Well, words are very powerful and they have the ability to make or break an ad. So, in honour of words, we've put together a game to test if Shannon can decipher between a tweet or an ad line. We've found some funny ad lines, and to match these, we needed to find someone with a catalogue of outrageous Twitter posts. This person writes powerful lyrics, but when it comes to tweets, they are unpredictable and sometimes just plain silly. He's been known for his rogue social posts. It's none other than our good friend of the show, Kanye West. We call this game Kanye or Commercial.
We do have to thank Bella and Alana for this idea after a bit of confusion around one of our questions in our week 1 game. We kind of just thought it was a perfect mistake, and it was a great idea and perfect for a copywriter. As always, for those of you at home, jump over to the Hungry Talks Instagram stories and give the game a go for yourself. So, as always, we'll start off with a super easy one. I low-key don't fuck with that bitch Stormy. Is this Kanye or commercial?
Kanye.
Correct.
It has to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are my balls. See how they glisten in the light?
Commercial.
Kanye. That is correct. Let's take a look.
We need to talk about your balls. Are they smooth or covered in bits of annoying fluff? These are my balls. See how they glisten in the light? Your balls can be like these, but you got to use the right tools for the job.
All right, I ordered the salmon medium instead of medium well. I didn't want to ruin the magic. Was this Kanye or a commercial?
I feel like commercial. It's a bit too polite for Kanye.
No, that one was Kanye. Yeah.
Man, ninjas are kind of cool. I just don't know any personally. Kanye or commercial?
Oh, now my confidence is shot. Commercial.
That's actually Kanye.
Oh, he's prolific.
It's a bit of a funny one. They're called skinny jeans and they're kind of in right now.
Commercial.
Correct. Let's have a look.
Kind of how your girlfriend doesn't care that you're borrowing her pants?
Called skinny jeans. Kind of in right now.
Other than loving the music, acting and costumes, it's my story. Kanye or commercial?
Kanye?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
About Wicked?
Ah.
Any attempt at facial hair must be applauded. Kanye or commercial?
Commercial.
That is correct. Let's take a look.
Any attempt at facial hair must be applauded, literally. Well done, son. Andy must never eat a bacon sandwich without the big, bold flavour of HP sauce.
I heard these are really good for the environment. Kanye or commercial?
Kanye?
Correct.
Supercharged.
About to take this whole thing to Mars.
Thanks, Elon. I make awesome decisions in bike stores.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't we all?
Super inspired by my visit to IKEA today. My mind is racing with the possibilities. Kanye or commercial?
Commercial.
Incorrect.
Really?
It's actually Kanye.
Oh my goodness.
Can I get a...
Kanye?
It's commercial, but it's Kanye in the
Bit of a trick
commercial.
question.
So we'll let it slide, but we'll have a look. Let's have a look at it.
Go, Bubba, go!
Pick me! No, pick me!
Hey, can I get a...
10-piece chicken McNuggets.
And what sauce would you like with that?
Man, I hate cardio. Activity playlist, running, #gym flow, Drake and Future.
Kanye.
No, that one is Taylor Swift in an ad for Apple. Let's have a look. I think it's Apple.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Man, I hate cardio. Activity playlist, running, #gym flow, Drake and Future. All right.
I'm happy for you and I'm gonna let you finish. So that about wraps up our game segment for this week. You did a great job and it wasn't an easy one.
Thank you.
So next up, we're gonna get Shannon to quickly explain this week's quick brief. Don't go anywhere.
So, Shannon, can you quickly summarise the task and give some tips on how you would approach a brief like this?
Yes, so it's exactly the brief that we were given for the Hungarythm, which is come up with a relevant, interesting, locally kind of engaging way to bring You're Not You When You're Hungry to life. It needs to be a digital idea, and you're focusing on anyone who the 3 p.m. slump would affect. So, yeah, it's probably, might be someone in the workforce or a tradie or someone who's, on the road or, anyone who could use that little energy boost at 3 p.m. Think about what the tagline means, You're Not You When You're Hungry. It's talking about how an empty stomach can cause us to get hangry or can cause us to get distracted and make decisions we wouldn't normally make or turn into people that we don't normally see ourselves as. Hunger blunders, Snickers refers to them as. So I think to solve this one, have a think about, digital's so broad, have a think about some different platforms that you could use, what's trending on those platforms, ways that you could hack what's trending on those platforms. Also have a look at what's going on in culture. Snickers are really happy to be super kind of reactive and tap into culture. So a good way to solve this would be to look at tech, look at culture, and then cross-pollinate.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, Shannon, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. It was so lovely seeing you again and such a pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having me.
So next up, we venture into the wild, wild world of out-of-home advertising. Let's take a look at Ads Gone Wild.
G'day, adventurer. I'm Rusty, an out-of-home ad hunter. I am passionate and enthusiastic about out-of-home ads. It is my job to share this love with you, the audience, to come with me and explore the wonderful ads that the wild has to offer. This week on Ads Gone Wild, I'm going to let you experience the measured magic of 2 outdoor advertisements by the thinkers and tinkers of the legendary award-winning ad agency Brownbill. So come join me back in Sydney to check out these ripper outdoor ads. First up, let's take a look at a fun and clever pop-up store for the trending retail platform Klarna. What I already love about this is its design is so fun and flamboyant, true to Klarna's unique style. It features window shopping for select brands and something absolutely brilliant, cheese. Cheese! What does cheese have to do with online retail shopping, Rusty? Well, here's where some Tinkerbell measured magic comes in handy. They found an incredible insight that cheese is high in an amino acid called tryptophan that helps with recalling dreams by up to 70%. It was playfully named Dream Cheese and was sold at the Dream Shop pop-up to help Aussies kickstart the dreaming process. The Dream Shop was chock full of the Dream Cheese, which was also paired with an exclusive QR code that gave customers exclusive deals to some of the biggest retail brands. Sorry, my lactose intolerant friends, you're gonna have to dream a little harder. This pop-up was placed as part of the Dream Deal Days event to celebrate Klarna's milestone of 150 million users and 400,000 merchant partners worldwide. This event lasted 3 days, where customers, not only in Sydney, but worldwide, received exclusive deals to their products of their dreams. But what an absolutely fun and engaging experience for Australian customers. Next up, we have a wild and unbelievable installation that'll make you go, what the truck? To celebrate the launch of the new Furphy Crisp Lager, a very stuck beer truck has found itself in a little bit of a predicament in a laneway in Sydney's CBD. This had onlookers bewildered and in disbelief during their morning commutes. Not only did it block the way for some, but there were some who were genuinely concerned about this odd predicament. Let me tell you, this was an unbelievably wild story to tell their workmates when they get to work. This activation ignited chatter digitally with over 25 million impressions, and more importantly, analogue pub chat where the tall tale was shared amongst fellow Furphy lovers. Tinkerbell once again stays true to their client's brand. In this case, it's consistent with Furphy's unbelievable storytelling.
Surprising how much meat's on a mosquito. How the glitter got in there, no one knows.
The truck weighs 7.8 tonnes, so how the heck did they get it wedged in there like that? This was done with the help of installation artist James Dye and the team at Scoundrel Projects, who specialise in bringing the impossible to life. They're a bunch of ingenious iguanas based in New South Wales. Tinkerbell and Scoundrel Projects happen to do the unbelievable of making Furphy Crisp Lager something unknown into the most talked about beer in the country. This just goes to show the power and potential of executing a wild ad. If these wild works interest you, be sure to check out the websites tinkerbell.com and scoundrel.co, or even better, give them a follow on LinkedIn. If you see any ads out there in the wild, be sure to put them on our Hungry Talk socials. Now get off your bum and get ad hunting.
another wild segment. My personal favourite was the Furfies. I reckon people going to work seeing the Furfy truck really would have had Furfy on the mind. Personally, I always have a Furfy in the mind. I'm always thinking about Furfy.
I would have loved to have come across that truck if it had some beers just lying around, just to grab on the way to work.
Yeah,
that would have been pretty handy. Probably would have needed it after seeing that. Anyway, now we're sliding into the DMs where Dim and Maddie ask some hinge prompt questions before extracting some internship insights from our fellow classmate, Luka Zemunik.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode of DMs with Dim and Maddie. I'm Dim.
And I'm Maddie, and today we'll be interviewing third year student and our fellow friend Luka Zemunik. Hi Luka.
G'day guys. Hello. Now before we get into the questions, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
So I'm Luka. I'm a third year advertising student. Currently doing an internship. I'm at Saatchi and Saatchi, and I'm also on the pitch night team for this year. So, awesome. Yeah.
Sweet. So once again, we've taken our inspiration for our questions from Hinge. So first up, what is the biggest risk that you've taken?
Not too many, but I guess pitch night would probably be one of the biggest risks I've taken. Not necessarily that it's like a risk, but more the fact that it's something, it's a big event that's being held at the end of the year, and it's a combination of all these things being put together throughout the year. There's a lot of work that's put into it, and a lot of things that need to be put together from now till the end of the year for the event. It's just a lot of takes a lot of time off me. So it's a risk. And hopefully, the event does go well, which it will. We're really excited for that. So yeah, that's probably the risk.
Okay, on to our next question. What is something that you geek out on?
I love a bit of Star Wars. Can't get enough of that. I watch all the new shows like Mandalorian. Like all the episodes 7, 8, and 9. Boba Fett. All that stuff. I love that stuff. I'm rewatching all the Star Wars as well, because a few new shows coming out, especially the Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like that was amazing. Like I really loved that. Yeah, I love that stuff.
And finally, the last question of our small talk section. You relax by?
I guess when I think of relaxing, when I think of like kind of de-stressing, I love to like play tennis. I just find that really lethargic and really relaxing. I know it's like activity and stuff, but I've played that throughout my whole life. It's just really therapeutic, and just playing with a mate or something, it's really just takes my mind off everything, and it just really it'll just help me get through the day sometimes.
So now we're going to get a little bit deeper into some ad related questions. So this week we're going to look at internships. So Luka, how did you manage to get your internship, and how was your first day on the job?
So I'm doing my internship at Saatchi and Saatchi, just here in Melbourne on City Road. So my process was, I have an aunt that works in the field, so it does help. A lot of people say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, which in my case was definitely beneficial for me. I got an email through her, and then sort of just did everything myself, sort of organised dates, times, where I was going to be, like what department and all that. I'm doing strategy, which is really good. It's either strategy or creative that they say is the interesting parts of the agency. So I'm glad that I'm in one of those. The first day was really good. I met my supervisor. He gave me a tour of the office. We went for lunch, and then we just went into a lot of stuff about strategy. What I'd be doing from day to day. How they go about figuring out how they're going to provide a strategic plan for a brand that is one of their clients, and how they go about that, and what sort of processes they go through, like what they need to talk to the creatives, they need to talk to account managers, they go through all these different things. It was really, the first day was mainly just getting my head around everything, and how they the step-by-step process that they go through when starting a brief or going to a meeting with a client.
When it comes to advertising, what is your greatest strength?
God, that's a good question. Look, I don't know exactly where I want to work yet. And, you know, throughout the first and second year and start of third year, you know, I've been able to do different sort of things, like do a bit of copywriting, art direction, and then, you know, I'm doing like account management with the pitch night team. So like, if one thing I do enjoy is the art direction side, like I really like that. And I really enjoy, you know, using Photoshop and all that. So that's definitely one of my strengths. I think I know what looks good. But then I also like the strategy side. Like I feel like personally I'm good at, you know, delving into brands and finding good insights. And, you know, the insight's really the key to a lot of briefs and a lot of, you know, strategic solutions or creative solutions that we make on our assignments and especially in like the real world. So yeah, probably, yeah, like strategy and a bit of art direction are definitely like my strong points, I think.
Okay, so how did you find second year? What were the highlights, and how was the transition from second to third year, would you say?
Well, obviously second year was mainly online, which sucked, but you know, you've heard it all before. But no, it was good. Second year was great. It was a bit more in depth into briefs and, you know, and the strategic thinking behind why we do certain things in advertising. But it was a really good way to, you know, learn how to, you know, start a brief and how to create a brief and how to, you know, get from that initial stage of finding an insight to the final art direction and the final presentation to the client. So that was a lot of second year, which, you know, I thought which was really beneficial and really useful knowledge to have for all of us. And then, yeah, I guess just the transitioning period was, you know, it wasn't really a crazy transition to third year. It was just third year's a lot more fast paced. It's a lot more, you know, you got a brief, you got 4 weeks to do it. So, you know, get working. It wasn't really too much different to what we'd done previously. It was just a lot more time management and a lot more, you know, you got to get this done by certain dates to stay on track. But it was nothing too crazy for me personally, I feel, yeah.
Right, lastly, if you could give your second year self one word of advice, what would it be?
I'd definitely say push yourself. And in terms of that, I mean, push yourself to get an internship, because, you know, I definitely think a lot of people would have that mindset, which is, you know, it's not compulsory, but, you know, I can go without doing an internship. But I would definitely recommend doing it. I've only been there, you know, for 2 months so far, but there's been so much great, you know, guidance and so much great like insights that I've got into industry, you know, how they really like operate as an agency. So that's, you know, that's really beneficial, especially when you're doing your assignments and all that. You know, you can look back at what you've done and you can see how what you're doing as assignments have been applied in industry practice. So yeah, like that would, you know, that's something you really want to try and do, you know, especially now, or, you know, third year, you know, do whatever you want. But like, yeah, definitely go for like the internship stuff, because it's just, you know, you'll look back on it fondly.
Okay, so that ends DMs with Dim and Maddie episode 3. Thank you so much, Luka, for joining us. We'll say goodbye, otherwise we'll get ghosted.
We love a man who can handle a Lime scooter and that has an aunt.
I personally have an aunt.
Same.
2. Next up, we're going to check in with Sally Brownbill. In this interview, they unpack how to know your value and avoid second-guessing yourself. I'll be taking notes.
Same.
Sally.
Yeah, hi.
Thank you for joining me today.
Oh, look, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
It's good. Yeah, me too. Me too.
Good.
So, do you get professional haircuts, or do you do it yourself at home? Because, you know, I've always loved saving money like that.
Yeah, right.
And, you know, it's great to see that you have that confidence.
Yeah, there's a lot of hair going on here, isn't there?
I know, it's great.
It's good. Thousands of dollars is spent getting it this messy and crazy.
Now, hello, and welcome to another episode of Between Two Ferns. I'm your host, Amelia Lucky, and my guest today is career consultant Sally Brownbill. And today we're going to talk about knowing your value. You say in your book that you should know your own value and promote your own brand. You know who else does that really well? Donald Trump.
Yes, he does.
I thought that as well.
Yeah.
So how do students learn their own value and not second guess themselves?
I think that comes with confidence, and it certainly comes from having great mentors, getting out into the industry, talking to people, and I spoke about it in another episode where you really have to sort of understand what your worth is, in the sense that listen to your gut and listen to where your creativity lies, whether it's in art direction or copywriting or account service. And sometimes it can get really confusing, especially when you're learning so much at university. But I think talking to people is going to help you do that, and asking questions about where they felt that they sit. And sometimes it actually takes you years to actually work out where you actually want to be, and that's okay too, because you can work your way through different jobs, and it'll come to you, because you put it out there. What you put out there will come back to you.
That's great.
Did that answer the question?
It did, because this interview series was second guessed a few times.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting that feeling.
Right, that's good. You talk about respecting everyone you come across in the workplace. How do you know if you're fulfilling that requirement?
Oh, wow. That's a really interesting question. Well, I think you've just got to think about your core values, you know, and sometimes you can't agree with everybody. You can't agree with everyone that comes across your path, but everybody has to have an opinion, and you have to respect it. Whether you agree with it or not, I think is the key. And sometimes you look at people and go, really? Like, you are just talking through your head, and I'm not going to really listen to you, but you thank them and you're polite and you walk away, because you never know where they're going to turn up in your life.
How do you know if you're behaving like that? Because, you know, sometimes I can't tell.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, I think it would be a bit awkward for you, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what my parents said.
Well, I think if people are continuously questioning you, or you get feedback from your mentors or from other work colleagues that, gee, that you were a bit rude to that person, I think it's pretty obvious, you know.
Right.
Yeah. What was that for? Why did you do the buzzer?
Thank you so much, Sally, for today.
Okay, can I go?
We're out.
Can I just leave?
You know what? That's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm going. I've had enough. Okay, thanks.
Definitely some valuable insights in there, in amongst the awkward tensions. To wrap up the show, we've put together a Kahoot, so grab your phones out, enter the game pin, and let's get into it.
This week's theme is logos. You know the drill. We'll display an image and you guess which brand's logo it is. Click the coloured box on your screen that matches the answer. This is going to be a game of speed, so get your answers in quick.
This one's going to, super easy.
D-Money's in there.
D-Money.
Jason.
Oh,
ooh,
we see
Jason.
Dim's aunt.
Dim's aunt.
We love an aunt. Shout out to all the aunts.
Claudio.
Oh, babe.
Babe.
Is that my dad? Who is this advertising Max?
As opposed to regular Max.
We've made this joke three
but it's so funny.
times in a row.
Advertising Max, shout out to you, whoever you are.
G, Aunt Kaz. That might be my stepmom. Who's Patience? Val. G was the winner last week, wasn't she?
Yeah, someone still hasn't claimed their stickers, by the way.
DM the Hungry Talks Instagram to claim your prize.
We've got so many stickers.
Please lucky we didn't print. I estimated that we'd need to print 100.
No stickers. Guys, they look really cool.
They do look really cool.
On your laptop.
On your laptop and all that.
They're 2000s themed.
Oh, Mum's in. Your mum. Wonder if it's my mum or your mum or no one's mum.
Maybe it's our mum.
Maybe it's a child. Our mum. Yeah, we share a mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sisters.
Oh, our baby does.
Oh, yeah. Well,
maybe Hungry Baby should play.
Co-mum. We should make a Kahoot account for Hungry Baby.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do a Kahoot about Hungry Baby. Stay tuned for Kahoot about Hungry Baby. Be like, what is
an eventful life?
Where did
where did Hungry Baby spawn from?
What retailer is Hungry Baby from? What brand of... Oh my God, we've got so many questions. That's it. We've got a Kahoot sorted for week 10.
There's so much to know. We will be starting in 30 seconds. So, guys, get into the Kahoot.
Lime Scooter.
Final call.
Lime Scooter.
Who could that be?
I think that might be Luka. All right, you got 20 seconds. I know you're just rushing to get your nickname in there.
Guys.
Oh, they're all bouncing around.
Yeah, nice.
All right, should we give a 10-second countdown?
10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Should we just go? Oh,
3, 2, 1.
Woo! Guess the logo. Okay, again, just a warning. It's super easy.
Yeah.
This one's like.
But it's you got to be fast.
Fast.
You got to trust your instincts.
Getting
trust
quick.
your gut.
Who am I? Wow.
I wonder who it is.
Who could this one be?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Popping off.
You guys are getting straight into it.
Yeah.
Someone's still having a think.
Oh, yeah. We've got a few more thinkers. Come on.
Yeah.
You've got 2 seconds. Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Go.
Awesome.
Oh.
Tricked you with the Dior, but yeah,
Christian Dior,
good to see majority of you guys got Chanel.
Little fashionistas.
Oh, Lime Scooter is right into the top. He's scooting to the top.
Scoot. Who am I? Panda Express.
Instinct. You know, let's go. Hell yeah.
Who could this be? Oh, mate. Yeah, I don't really have much to say. What could this one be?
Yeah.
Oh, I told Jason I'd shout him out if he joined. Shout out
to
Jason.
Jason. Woo woo woo.
WWF, yep. World Wildlife Fund or something like that.
Claudio is the highest clamor. That's
Up you go.
Cool.
Up you go. Advertising max. Next week we want just a regular max to compete with the advertising max.
Yeah, exactly.
We need a. Who could this be? Jigsaw
Warehouse.
I reckon, guys, Jigsaw Puzzle Association Australia is like a real in the running to be the answer for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's quite cold in here.
A little bit.
A bit fresh. All right. Yeah. Good job.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Majority of you.
Personally, I would have gone with Bunnings Warehouse. But
I think I would have gone Jigsaw Puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, look at you go!
He's climbing.
You're doing such a good job.
He wants those stickers.
D Money is the
already
highest
know.
climber. Jason, we believe in you. You can get the stickers if you try. Really hard. Really fast. Go. You got this. Who could that be? Come on.
Yeah,
That's
game,
easy.
instinct, gut feeling. Who are we? Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Losing the plot. Slowly. It's been a long day.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yeah.
No Googling allowed, by the way. Whoever's...
I don't think you can.
I'm sure you can't really Google
I suppose you
logos,
could. You
can
could quickly like Google the ASICs or whatever. Anyway. Yeah. Oh, Claudio overtook Jason.
Oh, a bit of a rivalry.
Dim's aunt is climbing. Good on her.
She wants the stickers.
Yep. What's Enfamil?
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay.
That would be giving it away.
Alright. Nice. Maybe I'll Google on my phone.
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare Google.
No Googling.
No Googling allowed.
Oh, that was a lot easier. One for Huggies.
Yeah.
Yep. Fabulous. What's SPA?
G is
G's coming back for...
G's coming back for another sheet of stickers.
Another win. She might collect them all. Maybe it'll be like...
You gotta catch them all. Is that how you do this? I never watched Pokemon. I never watched Pokemon. Sorry, guys.
All right, are we gonna go? Yep, let's go. Halfway through. You're nearly done, guys. You can go and have dinner soon. Not yet, but soon. And if you're watching this later at a later time, you've probably tuned out by now, but if you have stuck through and you're watching this not live, then you can go have whatever meal is next for the day, for the time of day.
2-minute noodles.
Yeah.
I haven't had 2-minute noodles in a while, actually.
Oh, rich girl.
Yeah, I know.
No, neither have I,
though. I don't eat 2-minute noodles because I'm rich.
I'm rich. Yeah.
Layla's climbing, though. Layla's on the climb.
Killing it, Layla. Do.
Game of Instinct.
Birdwatchers United.
Yeah.
United.
I personally would know because I'm in Birdwatchers United.
Yeah, I go out and watch the birds every Sunday morning at crack of dawn.
Alcohol, not for me. Birdwatching, hell yeah.
Yeah, Anna and I personally, get up at 6 a.m. Sunday mornings.
Yeah,
just to
that's what
hear
we did
that.
this morning, actually.
Yeah. Well, I did actually get up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I didn't need to.
Yeah.
I thought my class was at 8:30, but it was at 9:30.
She was silly. She called me in the morning.
Wake her up. I was like, come on, we got to go.
Could have had another
in
hour
fact,
sleep.
have to go. Live and learn. We'll never do that again.
This is a tricky one.
Yeah, so tricky.
Think about it.
Looks like what could that be?
Well, it looks like a harp, actually.
Maybe
I don't really get the logo for this one.
For the brand, it doesn't really match the brand.
Yeah.
Maybe it's some sort of, maybe it's some sort of beer thing. I don't know.
Guinness. Good to see we've got some
Good
beer drinkers in the Kahoot.
Yeah.
SBA has the highest streak of 8.
It sounds
SG,
like SPF, like sunscreen.
What? Maybe SG was the winner last time.
No, G was the winner.
G was the winner? Okay.
SG is probably my dad. Stefan Giudici.
Ah,
Stefan
legend.
Giudici. Shout out, Dad. Who could this be?
Very tricky, very hard.
Yeah.
Gotta think about it.
Yeah, never know what
Think
this one
about
could
it.
be.
Take a second. You know that song?
No.
No, okay.
Matter of fact, take
Yeah.
yeah. Another one. Oh yeah, look at everyone go. That can be our song for next week.
Think about it. Take a second.
Matter of fact, take however many. I'm not gonna sing. I don't want to destroy our viewers.
You know, we could actually have Taylor Swift in the Kahoot. You just wouldn't know.
Don't
And
reveal our special guest for next week.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. We're having Taylor T Swizzle.
I'm real happy for you, and I'm gonna let you finish.
Bloody Kanye. Is that Kanye? No.
Oh, tricked a couple.
Oh yeah.
With a crown.
Gotcha. It was a crown.
Gotcha.
Oh, see you later, SG.
G, who are you?
Someone knocked G off.
Who are you, G?
Mysterious person. Kathmandu.
Mountain Dew.
Paramount.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. Toblerone. Toblerone. How do you say it? Toblerone?
I say Toblerone.
Toblerone. I think I do too. Toblerone. I don't know.
I would go Mountain Dew because it's a mountain.
It's a mountain and it looks quite
Paramount
dewy.
though.
Paramount Plus. Yeah, okay, we didn't fool anyone.
Maybe we gave it away with
saying
the answer
shit.
repetitively.
Claudio!
Claudio's winning!
You might get some stickers.
Can I have a scarf, Claudio? Actually, this is really cool.
Yeah, I love my scarf. Akeo. Shout out Akeo. Everyone go buy some. I always thought it was Acer, but I learned the other day that it's actually Akeo.
We should shout out Jason's brand. What's
yeah,
Jason's brand?
Consola. Shout out Consola. They're renaming it though for their capstone project.
Okay, true.
But I don't know, maybe Consola will still
everyone
exist.
who's listening, get on board these brands because they will take off.
Akeo and Consola.
If you want like a cool brand, cool Melbourne based brand.
Get on board. Yeah, okay. Again,
a couple of
super easy Kahoot. Next week we're gonna
who finished? Actually, I want to know.
Yeah, same.
Lime
oh my god! Woo! And G.
G came second.
Who is it? Who is it? Oh, drum roll, but Claudio! Woo! Yeah, you got some stickers.
Shout out for the brand really pushing.
Oh, Jason came fifth and Val fourth. All right, the camera's about to come on. We better not hunch over.
Well, what a riveting game.
Yeah, cracking game. Good job, Claudio, and everyone who participated. Thanks again. It was great having you in there.
You've won some stickers if you dare claim them.
DM the Hungry Dogs, or you can just DM us, like you know.
you know
we are your friends.
And that's a wrap for our third episode of Hungry Talks. Remember to have a go at the quick briefs. We've actually confirmed a panel to judge your scamps at the end of the year.
Don't hesitate to reach out for any advice either. We will try our best to give the most knowledgeable advice. So yeah, it is a really great opportunity, in all seriousness, to get your work shown on the show, and even better if you can get Sarah McGregor and Matt Stoddard to discuss it. We were talking about Dan Pizzato, but I think he might be in Sydney for the week of the scam judging.
It's still being figured out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, continue sending in your briefs to Asha and I, or through the quickbriefshungrytalks.com.au email, and we will feature them on the show.
Remember, as always, to send in fan art. We've been loving the submissions so far, but we think it's time to ramp it up I think of it. Yeah, I'm thinking a life-size watercolor painting for myself next, personally.
Personally, I'm expecting ice sculptures. Maybe a couple sonnets dedicated in our honour. That could be a bit of an ask, however, but you know, with assignment week coming up, you couldn't.
Yeah, true.
Time could be an issue.
Assignment week is always a bit hectic. We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide till after all those assignments, first round assignments are in, and then you've got mid-semester break coming up in, I don't know, a couple of weeks. So we'll be, no excuses. We'll be taking hostages, actually, for every week we don't receive a life-size.
Ice sculptures are due.
Ice sculpture, yeah.
Yeah. This is a real threat. If you don't give us an ice sculpture, you will be locked in the studio with us, and that's hell, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Sorry, media team.
Yeah.
But anyway, keep the sketches coming. We love them. Anyways, that's all for tonight. As always, tune in next week for an even better episode. Bye. Bye. Bye.